List, tuple, and sets. Let us look about lists first. So sometimes in code we work with one item of like data of time, or again another item like a person's name or a unit price or a username. So there are plenty of times where we work with large sets of data like people's list, names of lists, or list of products and their prices. So these sets are often referred as lists or array in most of the programming languages. So Python has lots of really great works dealing with such kind of data collections in a fast, efficient way. So basically, the simplest data collection in Python is a list. So we can see an example over here. Like we have a set of lists of numbers, lists of names. So typically, we can just assign a list by using a square brackets, which has many multiple elements within it. It can be numbers, it can be words, it can be strings, and it can be also boolean. Also, it can be any data type within a list. Okay, and just assign enclosed in square brackets, and it will be assigned to a variable by using the equal to sign. Okay, so here we have just defined with respect to list having uh, five different strings. Okay, so five different names. Okay, so again with respect to list, we had already seen one kind of manipulation. We can refer a list by items by position. Okay, so for example, we'll be just taking the list name, in the square parenthesis we'll be giving the index. Okay, so uh, that is one way of manipulation, and also we can manipulate in many ways, like looping through list, which we had already seen, and seeing whether a list is available in an item. Okay, that also we'll be seeing, and getting the length of it, adding an item to the end of the list, and there are so many other manipulations. Okay, so looping through lists, and there are many others which will be seeing everything in the next video, where we'll be implementing list, and we'll be just playing around few lists. So over there we'll have a brief idea what exactly is happening with respect to lists. And coming to the next thing, tuple. So in addition to list, Python supports data structures known as tuple. So it can be like tuple or tuple. The pronunciation like kind of is tuple. Okay, so tuple, but the spelling is Tuples, not a. It doesn't has double P. So just ignoring the this one, let us understand what exactly is tuple. So to simply put it, a tuple is just a immutable list. So basically, what it means is we cannot modify any element of a list. Like when we can't modify that, it becomes a tuple. So basically you want to declare something like prices, okay, which should not be modified by the end user. Okay, so for this scenario, maybe if you have list of prices, there can be tinkering around with respect to lists. So this is where tuple comes into picture. So you can just define with respect to prices, and no one else can be able to monitor. Okay, and also this is an example where you can just give prices. Okay, so before seeing sets, I would like to mention another point with respect to tuple. So the syntax of creating a tuple is similar to list. So except using a square parenthesis, we'll be using common parenthesis or common brackets. Okay, and again inside it can be having any type of data sets. Here we are just giving numbers. You can use again with respect to strings, or even characters, or even like here we have floating numbers. You can have uh, decimal numbers as well as booleans. So any data types can be used. And finally we have sets. Okay, so we'll be seeing again in the next video with respect to manipulation of like we won't be doing manipulation of tuples, but basically we'll be playing around like walking through a list, walking through a tuple, whether it in element or a data is present within a tuple or not. We can verify that also. So again with respect to position, we can retrieve data which exactly we need, like maybe the last data or something like that. We can just index it as it is, but we cannot manipulate, or we cannot change a value of an item in a tuple. Okay, and next thing is sets. So Python also offers sets as a means of organizing data. So the difference between set and a list is in terms of like set does not has any specific order. Okay, so even though it will be defining in certain order, so none of the items will be indexed. Okay, so basically you cannot get with respect to any index elements. So here with respect to again declaration, we will be using curly braces. Okay, curly parenthesis. So again, usually we won't work on much list. So since we don't have ordered, we can't use some functions like sort and reverse. So we'll be seeing this sort and reverse for lists. Okay, so these things cannot be handled. And but we can also always copy one of the list to another list, so you can just rename it. So we'll work on a few lists also, but it is quite unpopular to use a list. But maybe if you have duplicates, okay, so just copying the elements of list into a set will remove all these duplicates, and you can just copy back. Okay, so again there are different ways. I'm just giving an example. So a set is a set. Okay, you do understand with the name itself. Okay, so that is about explanation about lists, tuple, and sets. So in the next video, we'll be seeing complete manipulations with respect to these data types.